did you start to like brainstorm like, okay, what do I want to do? And I know you you said you were kind of like throwing ideas and talking out loud with your wife. And did you write things down? Did you say, oh, I kind of like that, maybe I should do that? Because I think for somebody who is in that place of helplessness, they're like, I don't even know what to do, I don't even know what I like. And so did you kind of just start writing down things that you liked, or perhaps areas of like expertise where you feel like, okay, maybe that's something, maybe there's a little bit merit there, and then you started taking actionable steps? Because I think people get confused with like, they'll say action, like take action. It's like, okay, well, how do I take action to something that I don't know what I want to do? And so I guess, how did you navigate that?
Yeah, a little bit of all that, right? So a lot of the clients come to me like, I don't want to do this. And they're like, well, what do you want to do? Like, I have no idea. Right. So that's a lot. That's pretty much a huge portion of what I do with people is figuring out what it is they want to do. And, it starts with figuring out what matters to you, like what you care about, what are your core values in life, right? Because if your work is not aligned with your values, you're always going to be miserable, no matter if it's being a doctor or being in the pharmaceutical industry or whatever it is, right? And then after that, the next step is figure out what your strengths are. Because I don't advocate people trying to fix their weaknesses. I try to have them look for a career that's based in their strengths.
Mm.
So, and a lot of people don't know what their strengths even are. Like if I ask Joe Schmo off the street, like, what are your strengths? They'd be like, oh, I'm nice. Like that's like,
Sick,
right.
dude.
That's yeah. Okay. Well,
You're a good human.
great. That,
Congrats.
wonderful. So like not only what your strengths are, but what are the strengths that actually employers may care about? Right. Whether or not you're a good communicator, like is probably important. Whether or not you're able to lead a team or be part of a team is probably important. So figuring out what your strengths are, and then we can start to think about what would be a good fit based on your strengths and your values. And then the next part is creating experiments, right? As like everyone in the healthcare field is a scientist, technically, right? We're all have science-based professions. So you have a hypothesis, go test it, talk to people in that field, talk to people that are doing that job. When I was looking at aesthetics, I went and shadowed an aesthetics physician who had like 3 med spas. And I was like, oh my God, this is not for me. Like I was like,
Explain that, what that is, so everyone
yeah,
knows.
so that's like docs that do like Botox and fillers and perhaps like vitamin infusions and things like that. So the really aesthetic medicine, looking good, right? People that do work with people that want to look good. And I was like, well, this is cool, but I can't, not for me, right?
Yeah.
So you have to develop hypotheses as to what might be a good fit, and then you have to go try and figure out if it would. And a lot of times you're like, nope, cross that off the list. And that's kind of how I worked through it over time. Like I like administrative medicine. I always have. I thought that was something I would be good at. And turns out I am, and I do enjoy that. Like it's and the thing of it is, like, I also thought I wanted to leave medicine completely, and that's not necessarily true. But I'm a lot happier working a lot less because I have other interests. This is just a part of what I do. And so being able to buy down my clinical time by doing other things has allowed me to kind of like patch together a career that I'm happy with rather than just scrapping it, which is sometimes what people do as well. Maybe you just need a side gig or a monetized business or a monetized side gig or hobby, etc. But that's where that all starts. Like, who are you? And then what are your strengths? And then what are you going to do? Instead of being like, well, let's get to it. What am I going to do?